Okay, tonight you guys, Kim Douglas is going to be our trainer and we can go ahead and start.
Hello, everybody. I'm so happy to be here tonight, and I'm going to be talking about communication, which is really the essence of what we do. We're sharing our stories each and every day. Communication skills can really support us in our business. So let me just share my quick product and business story for those of you who don't know me. And I live in Wyoming, Michigan, which is outside of Grand Rapids, and I live there with my husband, David. Four daughters, two by birth, a bonus daughter, and an exchange student daughter who's in Denmark. I call her my Danish daughter. And I now have four grandsons. So it's a whole new world, a whole new energy. And I've been in the business long enough, 17 years, that my daughters were ending elementary school when I started. And I'll tell you, my life was pretty good at that time. I had dreamed of finding that great man I could spend my life with, raise kids with, and I had a career that I had gone to graduate school and did have student loans for. I was a college professor. And life was really good, and I was very grateful, but I had two big challenges. One, I had lost a number of young friends to cancer. And one of my close friends, Sarah, left behind 13-month-old twin daughters. I was devastated when she passed. We had dreamed of becoming mamas together, and deaths. And I was like, these people weren't sick, like where I expected the cancer diagnosis at all. And I knew I need to start taking care of my health more seriously, look for some solutions. I also, even though I had a job that I loved, really didn't have the paycheck that allowed. Both my husband and I were in education. There was more month than money, and we had some debt to pay down. And so I was looking to supplement our income like most of the educators I know. So along comes Juice Plus. I met a doctor at a conference that I was attending, and what I took from her lecture on whole food nutrition was something that we can all use in sharing Juice Plus. And that is, we all need 7 to 13 servings of raw produce a day. The problem is, over 90% of us don't get what we need. So she introduced Juice Plus as a way to bridge the gaps in our diet. Now, I don't know if you are aware, but the American Cancer Society, their prevention poster is none other than fruits and vegetables. And so here I lost all these friends, family members to cancer. I'm learning fruits and vegetables. I thought it was a cute poster before, and suddenly I'm getting it. No, it's not just a cute poster, it's real. And it made sense for us to add Juice Plus to our food budget to get started on it. My husband really was brilliant about that. He's like, we don't need to be buying diet pop. Sorry to confess, that's what I did. I bought Lunchables for my kids, and I was the mom driving through Little Caesars on my way home from work because I didn't feel like making dinner. So, not every day. It wasn't that bad every day. So it's the transformation that occurred since 17 years ago is amazing. My shopping cart looks very different today than it did back then. I always say Juice Plus is more than capsules and chewables. It's a whole education to awaken us and have us really take charge of our health. So that happened. We really had a great experience as a family. We got started. I thought it was normal to get flus and viruses and colds and be on allergy meds half the year. And I realized that's abnormal. Hello, the new normal was that we hardly ever got sick. And my kids were now winning awards for not missing school. So that was really a wonderful, wonderful thing. And right from the get-go, I taught research. I taught research writing, and when I saw the clinical research behind Juice Plus and that it was research done by medical schools and university centers, not the company, I was like, whoa, this is the real deal. And thought, I'm going to everybody I know to this doctor. And so I asked her for a business card. And what do you think she did? She invited me to be a partner. And I said, yes. I just intuitively felt like, well, I was looking for a way to make extra money. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done anything like this, but I'm going to go down this road. And it's been a great journey. I have a journey of tremendous growth, a journey of improving my communication skills. And that's what I'm going to share tonight. I think it's one of my favorite topics and areas of growth. I have so much to continue to learn about communication, but I will tell you this, within a few years being immersed in this incredible business culture, my daughters were saying to me, Mom, you're such a good listener. I really feel like you listen. And they, they just say that to this day, they're young adults, they call me for advice. They call to just cry on my shoulder. Oh, I'm going to listen. And that's a big part of communication. So you'll have to forgive me. This is not a duplicatable thing, but I do have a PowerPoint. I do come from an education background. We all get to be ourselves when we join this business. So my style is I could talk around, go on so many detours. I'm very creative. If I have a PowerPoint, it will keep me focused. So I'm going to share the screen and pull that up. Let's see. All right, is it showing? Do you see it? A PowerPoint that says like communication? Yay, okay, good. All right. Let me get this set up. All right, so we're gonna talk tonight about maybe you're out and about. I loved what Carol said, and many of you, we do this as we live our life. I'm at a conference this weekend and an hour tonight to come and do this. We do Juice Plus as we live our life. And openers, I am with about 100 people at this conference, and I'm going to be having lunch with people. I saw someone I haven't seen for 4 years, and guess who looks great? Due to Juice Plus. He said, how come you don't look like you've aged? I'm 62. And it's like, I said, I'll have to tell you at lunch about my secret. So we do this as we live our life. So openers, reflective listening, curiosity, and ultimately we are here to serve. So keeping this super simple, 3 steps really, what we do, job description, we develop relationships and we serve people who have a need or a want in the following areas. They want improved health, better health, and they might want better life options. More dollars, I'm all for that. More time, definitely, meaning and purpose. Who wouldn't want more of that? So this is what we do. This is what we're listening for. Now, I teach my new team members. I like to keep it so simple for them. So we get on a call and I have them fill out a 2020 tracker. Let's get 20 names of prospective partners. Who do you know that wants to look better, feel better, and live longer? And who are some people you want to say, hey, come on along, let's have fun together. Let's be on my team, be a partner with me. So we do that together and fill that out. Now for some people that maybe they just want to do Juice Plus a little bit, this 2020 tracker might be their 3-month plan. For others who want to earn some big bucks earlier, this is their monthly to-do list. I'm going to reach out to 2 people a day, about the product and the business. And, I'm going to invite them. I'm going to invite either to a conversation, to watch a video, to read some material, come to an online event like we're all at, or a community event. And I'm going to explore with our prospects and our friends, whether what we have makes sense to them. That's kind of what we do. So I want to talk a little bit about presence. Like some of you tonight might be emptying the dishwasher and listening. And some of you are taking notes. And when we're with people and we're sharing, we really want to be present. I'm on some calls where I'm emptying the dishwasher and I know I'm partially present, right? Or I'm jumping on the trampoline to get exercise. But when we're really sharing, we want to be fully present. And we're going to notice a few things. And I bring this up because it's so important. When we're engaged with someone, say I'm talking to Carol, I just met Carol, and I'm going to share. I invited her to come to an event. She's at my event, and there's a video going on, and I see her sitting there, maybe with her arms crossed, and she looks kind of upset. And I might notice what's arising in me. Like, oh no, she doesn't like this. That would be my story. If you're frowning and have your arms open, be like, oh no, she doesn't like this. So I notice that's arising in me. I'm getting kind of nervous about that. I'm also noticing what I think is arising in her. And where it gets really exciting is you notice what's arising in you as you sense what's arising in the other person. Now, this may not make sense. This might sound complicated, but energy has a lot to do with our business. And we make up stories a lot of times. Like if someone's smiling, let's say Carol's all excited. She's like, oh, this is so cool. I'm just thinking she loves this. And am I surprised if she doesn't? Because I have this whole story, she loves it. So we want to really notice what happens when we're new. Sometimes the anxiety in us is not always a true anxiety. We want to get good at asking questions because a lot of times we make up stories that are inaccurate. And I'll share more about that later because I have a whole slew of stories that I made up about people. I thought I was reading them right. Sometimes I was, and sometimes I wasn't. So you just start to notice this. What's arising in you as you share? What do you think is arising in the other person? And what happens to you when you're focusing on the other person? Now, when we're out and about, some openers for people that we know, you run into someone at the gym, I'm sure a lot of you may know this, but we are in a world where they become alienated from one another and we've lost basic communication skills. So forgive me for bringing very simple things, but sometimes we're so stressed out or we're so in our texting mode. But just like, what's new? How are things going? What have you been up to? What's happening? How's the family? So have you heard the saying, be interested in? Rather than trying to be interesting yourself, be interested in others, ask questions. And I have to say, Dr. Corson is my sponsor. She is so good at this. She's so good about drawing people out and asking a lot of questions. People we don't know, as you're out dropping something off at the dry cleaners, going to the grocery store, in the bank, doing your errands, living your life, going to wherever your kids' schools, a smile is a universal language. And sometimes see a lot of people frowning and stressed out. I remember dropping something off at the dry cleaners. This is about a year ago, and it was 2 p.m, and I went in with a big smile. How are you? How's your day going? She said, you're the first person that smiled all day, and I just thought, wow, that says a lot about our world. Make some kind of comment. In the grocery store, I have a team member who I met in the grocery store. She was ahead of me and she had all this produce in her cart. And I said, oh, you're just like me, into fruits and vegetables. And I noticed some kind of fruit that I had never seen before. It was dragon fruit. I had never seen it. And I said, what's that? And, we got in a conversation. She ended up coming to an event with me. So asking questions, notice something about them. We did an exercise at one of the pajama regionals. They had us pair up with someone and gave us little prompts, like to say to someone, oh, I really like your shoes, and try to lead to Juice Plus from the conversation. From that, how is that going to work? But the person I partnered with, I really did kind of like his shoes. I'm like, I like your shoes. Those are really amazing. I said, where'd you get them? And he goes into this big story about how he has foot pain and, had to get special shoes. And these were the only ones that look good. And I'm like, well, there you have it. Pain, inflammation, foot pain. I can tell him about Juice Plus. So ways to expand the conversation. I think one of the most important virtues that I wish I possessed more of is curiosity. So to keep the conversation going, things like, tell me about you. Maybe you're at a dinner party. Maybe you're at a school event for your child. Tell me about you. What keeps you busy? I love to ask that instead of what do you do? because some people are unemployed or have just been laid off, or maybe they're not working. So I just like, what keeps you busy? And then, how do you like that? How do you like whatever it is that keeps them busy? And if they don't like it and they're complaining about their work, you might say, well, do you have any other options? Don't jump right away to Juice Plus. Catherine Lee always says, go slow to go fast. Pump more questions. And then reflect back. So people feel really respected if you're really listening. So let's say I meet Carol and she's just telling me how much she just can't stand working so many hours. It's too much and there's a lot of stress going on. And the baby's coming. I want to hold my baby. So, I might be listening to that and say, wow, it really sounds like there's a lot of stress around work in your life. The hours are endless. You have, just this vision of having some time freedom. So she feels heard. And I think we hear active and reflective listening. Active is repeating back what you heard, but reflective is repeating back what you heard said, including the speaker's feelings and the meaning of what was said. So it sounds like you're just really not wanting all those hours. You miss your baby. This isn't working for you. It is so stressful. I got to ask you, have you thought about any other options to relieve some of this painful stress? So to be with people. And again, you can use phrases like, it sounds as if, I get a sense that, what I hear you saying is, am I understanding you right? Now, I will tell you a time I was doing a 3-way Zoom call with a couple years ago. It was hysterical. So my team member has a child who was having a tantrum. And so she was late to the call. And her friend came to the call, and I'd never met her. I'd heard about her. And I introduced myself. And the way I was reading this woman's energy is she didn't really want to be there. And she wasn't like, I didn't get warm fuzzies like, oh, I was like, it's nice to meet you. I was not getting that back. So I just said, I don't know if I'm reading you right or not, but I get the impression that you really don't want to be here. And she said, that's right. I don't. And I'm only doing this because so-and-so is my friend and I'll support her, but I don't know what she's gotten herself into and I'm not buying anything or joining anything. And so I listened to that and I just said, I hear you. And I want you to know, I don't want to convince you to do anything you don't want to do. That's not. And I really want to thank you for supporting your friend, even though you don't want to be here, because this is a big dream of hers to have enough money to send her daughter to private school. So please know, I'm going to, when she gets on, I'll be going through what we go through because she's kind of in mentoring mode. I appreciate it, but no pressure. I don't want you to do anything. And I could kind of sense her feel relieved. And what was so funny is as we went through the flip book on Juice Plus, I said, I know you're not interested in this, but I just want to ask you because this is what she would be asking right now is, what do you like about this? And she kept saying things like, well, I can't believe I like this. She ended up becoming a partner. So there you go. Good communication. I had learned enough to be able to be with this woman to get her defenses down just by acknowledging that they were there out because I could have been reading her wrong. So stay curious. When you're in conversation, you want to listen for wants and needs, pain points, problems that we solve. One phrase I love, when I'm in conversation with people and they're really sharing, I might say, tell me more about that. And then when I hear a want or need, I'm going to say, I don't know if this is for you, maybe, maybe not, but I might have something that could help with that. So I am again going slow to go fast. I'm not mentioning Juice Plus. I'm not mentioning the Juice Plus virtual franchise. I'm listening for a pain point, a want or a need, and I've engaged in conversation. And I don't know if this is for you, maybe, maybe not, but I might have something that could help you. Now, let's say I'm hearing like my next door neighbor has lupus. And so when I learned about that, that's exactly what I said. I said, God, he told me all about his lupus. And I said, I don't know. I might have something that could help you. Maybe, maybe not. And he's like, what is it? And I couldn't say I had lupus because I don't, but I just said, our family struggled with our health for years and we found something that made a huge difference. And then I kind of pause. So it's a conversation and not I'm suddenly vomiting all over someone, right? I want it conversational. So I pause. And sure enough, most of the time they're like, well, what is it? What did you find? And then I keep my story, even though it can be long-winded. Sometimes I'm long-winded, but I aim to keep it super short. And I do what I learned from the great leader, Larry Thompson, at one of our training. He's absolutely top in the world in network marketing. He said, if I was selling Juice Plus, I'd be saying, how we're all supposed to be eating more plants, 7 to 13 servings of fruits and veggies a day, and most of us aren't. So you start with a question. You know how? We're all supposed to be eating, right? That's what we're all about. We're all supposed to be eating 7 to 13 servings of a day, and over 90% of us aren't. I'm not, my family's not, most of the people I know aren't, even vegans. And we learned about a super convenient way to add more to our daily diet. And then what we overcame, we went from struggling with our energy, catching all the seasonal flus and viruses, taking the allergy meds half the year, to having more energy, missing most of those flus and viruses, and I'm off all my allergy meds. This may or may not be for you, but I'd love to share. Are you open to learning more? So that takes 30 seconds to share. And again, I'm not even mentioning the name of the product. I'm mentioning the value of the product. I don't want people just to hear a word and get hung up on that. I want them to know the essence of what it is we do. Now, let's say I'm hearing someone who's got a job challenge, a financial challenge. A lot of teachers, they're struggling to make ends meet. So I might be talking to a teacher and they're just like, I got to find another, I got to go work at the department store or something. And I can say, I was in a similar position years ago and I knew I had to do something. I partnered with a company part-time and today our team is growing and we're adding new team partners. So another thing that people often ask, I might be in an airplane, I travel this weekend and meeting all these people I don't know, and the big question that we often get when you get to know someone is, what do you do? And my favorite way to answer that is, I love what I do. And then I pause and they're like, really? You love it? What do you do? Not everybody says they love what they do, right? So that's how I start. I love what I do. And then when they say, oh gosh, what is that? I say, well, I work for a company whose mission is to inspire healthy living around the world. And we do it a few different ways. We provide high quality education on the importance of plant nutrition. We provide a convenient and affordable way to get more, and we provide a fun way for people to grow their own organic produce right in their kitchen or on their deck with our tower gardens. And then I may or may not, it depends on the situation and what I'm intuiting, but a lot of times if I'm speaking or I've heard some of their pain points, I might say something like, we're looking for new partners and maybe this would be something of interest. Are you open to learning more? Often that will come later in conversation. And I've sometimes been in a department store and I like the clerk who checks me out and I'll say, you are just the kind of person I am looking to partner with. And that person will say, what partner, what do you mean? And I'll say, gosh, you have such good people skills. You come from the heart. You have taken such good care of me. You're the kind of person I want on my team. I'm part of a company. Our mission is to inspire healthy living around the world. And then I try to set up a time, if they're open, to learning more about what we do. So some verbiage that you can use in texting, most of us text, we're private messaging. That's how we begin our process if we're not out and about having conversations, texting. And on my list of 20 prospective partners that I make each month, I reach out to people and I say, I have no idea if you'll be as excited about this as I am, but I thought of you because, and I usually, the qualities I'm looking for in team partners are people who are heart-driven. They lead with the heart. They have a desire to serve and make a difference in the world. And they just maybe positive energy. But each person maybe has some certain quality I'll identify kind of individually. And then I will share my short story that, hey, we found something that transformed our health. I'm now partnering with the company. The mission is to inspire healthy living around the world. And I'm wondering if you'd be open to learning a little bit more about it. And, again, we're going back and forth. I'm going to wait till here's some if they say yes. My first option, I really want to get on a Zoom conversation with someone if they're out of state or meet them for coffee if they're local. Because I find face-to-face in a Zoom conversation is the most powerful. And, but I'll, if I can't get them on Zoom, I'll say, well, how do you prefer to learn if our schedules are so busy? Videos, reading. I love our new comprehensive flip book. I've been sharing that a lot. And then the next step, this is really important. Let's say someone wants to see a video. They say, hey, yeah, send me a video. I'd love to do it. And so if I would not even send it right away. We get so excited. I used to just quick send it. And then I'd follow up and no, I didn't watch it yet. No, I didn't watch it yet. No, I didn't watch it yet. But Eric Worre teaches us, to say this. If I sent you a short video, when do you think you watch it by? And that's important to get, and you want to get their permission. You don't want to just start sending things to people. Never, ever, ever do that. Get their permission to send something. You're having a conversation. And again, when you send something, I don't want to check back with you before you're ready. When would be a good time for me to follow up and answer your questions? I'm eager to hear what you think of the information. And so they're going to let you know a time, you settle on that time. And then if you are brilliant, which I was not brilliant for many years in this business, and sometimes I still have to ask myself, where did my brilliance go when I don't do three-way calls? But when I'm brilliant, I'd say, hey, I can get back on Thursday, let's connect then. And I'd say, well, great, I'd love for my friend and partner, Candace or Rachel or whoever I might be doing calls with, meet you. And I have so much making a difference together. I can't wait to introduce you. So now I'm making it clear that, I'm going to have someone on the Zoom call with me. Jay Martin, our president, says the full moon is 17 times brighter than a half moon. And what he's meaning there is that the power of two or more to influence one, when they can see someone besides you who's sharing, is just so much more powerful. Now you want to follow up at the promised time, and I usually send a text reminder. Last night I was doing with one of my new partners, we did a Zoom call, and she sent reminders right before the call and said, hey, just a reminder, I'm so excited you're going to be on tonight at 7:30. And so those reminders are really important. Our follow-up questions. So what did you learn? What did you like? We want to be more quiet when we follow up. So if we send someone a video, great video, huh? What did you like? What did you learn? And then listen. often people will start talking about Juice Plus and they'll say, wow, I was really impressed. Those capsules sound amazing. So I'm not going to then, the next question, I'm not going to say, did Juice Plus make sense to you? Because it's obvious that it did. So I would say, instead of that question, if they haven't mentioned Juice Plus, I would say, sounds like Juice Plus makes sense to you. And then pause, and they're going to say a little bit more. And the most important question of all when we are new and forever is, are you ready to get started? And most people order because they were asked if they're ready to get started. So when people, you can imagine, are you ready to get started? I know you've all been doing this, so you know that sometimes people will have questions. And if they ask a question like, you know, how do they fit all those fruits and vegetables in the capsule? Just answer that question. Sometimes we have a tendency to start sharing way too much. I used to talk people into and out of Juice Plus in one conversation. The best trainers will tell you, keep it simple and brief. Just answer the question they're asking and don't add a bunch of extra information. And remember, we're never about selling or convincing or pushing. We are really people who are asking questions to find out who is looking for us, who's looking for what we have, who's looking for healthy options, who's looking for fruits and vegetables that are clean and pure and a variety, who's looking to grow their own produce because we're hearing about our contaminated soils, who's looking for income to make a difference and relieve some stress in their life. Who is looking for us? A lot of people are looking for us. So we have to be out there being visible and present and confident and bold. And you know, if you start practicing, this has been recorded, you start practicing some of this over and over, you come from the heart. Keep your story short, ask questions, be interested in others. It's going to become like a second language. And since one of the most common questions we get when we ask someone, are you ready to get started? Sounds like Juice Plus makes sense, is how much does it cost? And often we project our own energy and our own feelings about the cost onto others. When I was new, I thought, oh gosh, you know, because for me, it was like, how are we going to all afford it? You know, and my husband was like, how are we can't afford not to afford it. Stop buying diet. Little Caesars. And so I had a colleague, and I was really nervous she was going to think it was too expensive. And when I got back to her and I had learned, you know, when someone asks how much does it cost, just to say that's the best part. And today I so believe that. That just comes with my whole being. Back then I was probably a little nervous. I said, oh, that's the best part. You know, we can look at your options. And she looked at the order form and she was like, this is so cheap. Oh my gosh, let's get it all. And I was thinking she was going to think it was too expensive. So again, we don't know what people are going to think. And what we know is that there's no way, as Josh was saying earlier, there's no way you can go to Starbucks and walk out of Starbucks and without usually putting down $5. And we can get the quad for under that. So it's just pretty amazing. So that's the best part. Let's take a look at the order form. I'll show you your options. And then I always say what our family takes first. Point that out. We learned that in the pajama regional training. Don't share all the options and go over everything. Just point out that, hey, look at this quad right here. That's what we take. And then let them study the order form or your page, your juiceplus.com page. You know, where do you see yourself getting started? And I do from the pajama regional, Alexis Busselman, she said, you know, the third item down is the quad. That's what I consume and recommend. It will provide you all the benefits we just talked about or you just heard about in the video. And if you have a child, you'll even be able to get the fruits and veggies for them free through our Healthy Starts for Families program. Don't mention any of the other options. Just be quiet, let them look at the form, and you'll be surprised how many, if you're doing a wine and wellness or party, how many will fill it out. And then you can share the business. If you're looking at this, thinking about people in your life that this could impact, or you're concerned about the cost, your whole family, I definitely want to encourage you to think about joining us as a partner for $52 a year. You'll earn money back from your family's orders and anyone else you share with. So that was my big takeaway from the Pajama Regional, because I used to go through every little option with people. It was like, oh, throw that idea out. So inviting, the last thing I'll share tonight is I hope you'll lead with the business. You heard Josh say, and you've heard Cheryl say week after week, we're in the gig economy. People are looking for something. Millions of people are looking to supplement their income. And if we're only sharing our Juice Plus story and not the partnership story, not the come on along story, we're really missing out on serving a lot of people, a lot of individuals and families. I taught college. My students went home with, $100,000 minimum in student loans, and we're getting jobs at a department or living 5-6 people in an apartment. People are looking for work that is meaningful and that is, they can control, they can build. So my favorite thing is, I have no idea if you'll be excited about this, but I thought of you because, as I mentioned before, and then I work for a company whose mission is to inspire healthy living around the world, and we're looking for new partners. And I might go into, I'm looking for partners who are heart-driven, they love people, they want to serve, and they want flexibility in their life. Would you be open to learning more about what I do? And I have a lot of conversations. I love the new flip book. My goal is to send these invitations out to people and invite them to a Zoom conversation and share my story, find out more about them and their dreams, and then go through that flip book. And when that happens, when we get through that flip book, there is not a time that are signing up. And that's what we used last night for the startup for my new partner. And she had orders. It's what she used for her salad in a jar. She made salads, went through the flip book. People were ordering. We have such a wonderful, wonderful process. So that is, I am gonna stop the share. I'm trying to figure out how to stop. Okay, here it is. But communication is everything. Come from your heart. Don't make it complicated. I hope I didn't make it complicated tonight. I hope it sounded simple. We all need 7 to 13 servings of raw produce a day. We don't get that. I found a way to get more. This is what happened. And then, hey, I work for a company whose mission is to inspire healthy living around the world. I'm looking for new partners. Come on along. You want to take a look and keep it so live your life, love people, and be bold, because we have something that is just so great. So thank you so much, Carol.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you so much. Can I ask you where to find the flip book at?
Yes, I can send it to you through, I know it's on, well, actually, I don't know if it's on the Freedom Revolution yet or not, but I'll send it to you.
It's on the recordings page, Kim.
Oh, great. Good. Yeah, the new flip book is so amazing. The salad in a jar party, usually my team members are going through the first half of the flip book on the product.
So it's not on Freedom Revolution, or you don't know? You're not sure?
It is on Freedom Revolution, but okay. I don't know that there's a fast library search engine on that. I don't understand that quite yet.
Okay.
Which section
Maybe
it's
if you could send it to me, that would be awesome. And I'll attach it with the recordings for this week.
Great idea. I can send it to you right away, Carol, because I've got it on my notepad of my iPhone.
I appreciate it. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Kim. Thank you. That's
awesome,
a lot of
Kim.
great information. Took lots of notes tonight. So I'll get the recording out and we'll see everybody next Thursday. All right.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye, guys.
Josh. Thanks,
What
Carol.
a great call.
Bye,
Thanks, Kim. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.